This playthrough is rated M for mature.
And here it is, folks. She turns into a giant goddamn spider thing. Ugh. Those are arachnophobia. Watch out. Actually, I don't have arachnophobia. Or insect thing, if not a spider. Something like that anyway. But yeah, it's the final battle against Elaine. So, first things first, let's start casting Reflect on everyone. To help against our magic. Edward should be casted first out of all of them. You could start buffing and everything like that too, but... there's actually kind of like a... I don't know if I'd say a super strategy for this, but there is a strategy for encountering Elaine for the final boss there. She uses a couple of different types of magic. Let's see. There's one that'll target one person, and there's one that targets everyone. Which one is this one? Kind of like that breath attack one earlier. So, okay, this is the everyone gets hit attack. Yeah, it actually does a decent amount of damage. So she's actually a bit, almost in her own way, she's almost a bit more scary than the gargoyle, because she can actually hit everyone. The gargoyle can only hit like one person, like really, really badly or whatever. So I probably should have had my maybe given a bit more vitality to my characters for the final little bit here. But yeah, what can you do? And then we'll cast Reflect on Koudelka. I'm trying to remember if she has any particular weaknesses. I don't think she does. Yeah, she can possibly inflict. Her physical attack can inflict poison on us. Using the Sacnoth or Life Drinker is probably the best suggestion in terms of weapons if you have them. If not, maybe a weapon that can heal, especially if you're doing the whole Reflect thing. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of a bit of danger because of the whole not being able to heal yourself if you're doing the whole Reflect thing. You know, I'm gonna just in case like something happens like Koudelka, like the Reflect wears off or something. I want to make sure Koudelka doesn't get killed. We might be just too high of a level to even have to worry about specific strategy other than casting Reflect on everyone and healing when it comes down to it. Let's see how much. There is a way to, like, apparently her AI can be kind of afflicted enough to get her to attack it like Edward. Like, apparently if you move Edward back and forth, it kind of messes with her steez a little bit. And it will cause her to possibly target him more than anyone else instead of doing that hit everyone attack. But I haven't really tested it out. I've just heard that from like the grapevine or whatever. I do like the final boss music though. It's very, very catchy. I don't know if I call it my favorite boss music, but it's definitely. I mean, this game has some good tracks in it. I won't lie. Definitely want. I think this game does have a few. I think this game does have a few good things going for it. Oh, we got poison, so... Is it really... I mean, she doesn't even do that much damage in the first place. Whatever, we got a ton of Panaceias, why not? I mean, this is why either the Life Drink or the Sacnoth would be a good option for Edward. Just because, like, if she keeps attacking, you do the Reflect strategy, then that's a way to heal him without having to worry about it. I'm just doing the Sacnoth because it's stronger. Oh yeah, I guess I could show Megalith level 3. I haven't shown that one, the level 3 version of that. What else? I don't think there's really much it. That's pretty much it. if you have a it shows a stone with a face on it. Make sure you have Roman nuts to heal instantly. Which you should have over the course of the game. You should have gotten at least a decent amount of Roman nuts, and probably shouldn't have used them. Over the course of the game, I would have used them. Did we already kill her? Yep, we already killed her. I think she only has like 20,000 HP or something like that. So, yay, we beat the game. Time to watch the ending of the game.
I have seen the most interesting happenings. It would be a waste to go back to sleep just yet.
Hey, Koudelka. I wonder what she was about to say.
Dead people don't speak. It's just in your memories.
Huh? Is that how you explain what we just saw?
I guess.
Memories. Somebody told me that after a loved one's death, all we have is memories. In these, we maintain an eternal bond with the dead.
And thus is the ending of Koudelka. Yep, we just kind of talk about the death, death, and Roger Bacon talks about not sleeping or about staying awake a little bit longer. Then we get the voice cast. Really, the voice cast wasn't that bad, actually. I mean, really, if you had to have an issue with the voice cast, I'd probably say, yeah, too bad there's not like a No, anyway. Really, it sounded like in this case it was more of like whatever recording studio they used for the English voice actors was the issue. Because if you could tell, it wasn't as bad as Botankados in the Can booth. Man, that was terrible, like voice dubbing, just because of where they were recording it from. But this game I think just suffered. I mean, yeah, there was some dialogue that might have been a bit cheesy and everything like that, but overall, I didn't think it was god-awful. It wasn't like some other PlayStation 1 games where, kind of like Resident Evil 1, but that game's like, the voice acting, that's kind of like so bad it's funny, that type of thing. It's like, don't open that door, that type of thing. But this one, for the most part, other than wherever they were recording it at, I thought it was very reasonable, and there was a couple of nice scenes in there. I mean, sure, it's not grade A Shakespearean acting, but I enjoyed what I saw there. What can I like the ending music here. Yeah, we just beat Elaine, and then she gets burned up as she falls into the church itself. Almost kind of a weirdly anticlimactic for the good ending of the game, don't you think? I almost wonder if there's a bit more to this, but I could be wrong. Okay, the emulation's kind of glitching out, I think, because I don't think it's the disc. Because did you see like some of the stuff disappearing? I mean, it could. I think it's my system in the emulation, because I don't think the full version of the game had this issue as well. Sacnoth, thanks for making this. Oh yeah, in this game, is the pre. If I didn't mention it, I think I did mention it like when I first began the recording. I tried to record these pretty close back to back, so I could keep my memory. But this is the prequel to Shadow Hearts. After this, unfortunately this game did not do well, which I think caused the company to go in a different direction. I think the studio, I think Sacnoth went under after, not shortly after it, I think. I'd have to look it up again, but yeah, this game didn't do well enough, so ended up go into the hands of Midway. Ended up publishing. I think Midway was the one who published Shadow Hearts 1 and 2, I believe, and I think a different company did that. So I think the people who worked on this went over to a different company after that. After Sacnoth went out or something like that, and then they worked on changed up the system a bit instead of doing another Koudelka. Because I mean, if you saw the playthrough, I mean, it's definitely a game that it's very niche. Like the concept is a horror RPG. I mean, how many of those are there? There's like this. There's Sweet Home. I mean, there's probably a couple others, but I don't recall very many RPGs that have horror elements to them, because typically those genres do not merge well together. It's a sad fact, but it's true. Just because of the ideas of horror and stuff like that, at least to become a scary game. I guess technically you could have a horror game and not have to be super scary, just the concepts behind it, which, I mean, this game does have a lot of concepts behind it, like what the nobles were doing to all the people there, why there's so many tortured souls, why are you fighting like undead ghosts and everything like that, like what happened to Charlotte and all the others. It's one of those games. I still like this game even after playing all these years, because, like, one, it's not that hard to play, and two, it has like a certain charm to it. And I like games like that that are niche or not AAA perfect tiles, because I mean, you don't see a lot of games like this anymore, because games these days have been so, like, if it's not indie, if it's AAA, it has to be like super fine polished. It has to be the same type of game, no difference, no trying new things or anything like that. Here's the Infogrames. Is it Infogames or Infront? Anyway, but I think it was a worthy effort, even if nothing came of it. I'm glad this game exists for what it is, and it did jumpstart Shadow Hearts, which had 3 games. So I guess technically this game produced 3 sequels. Unfortunately, we've seen not. I guess I should only talk about that if I ever play the Shadow Hearts franchise on here. I think there's supposed to be more dialogue, but I think okay, there's more. It's just, like I said, it's like cutting out and getting rid of of the text or whatever. God, I don't know what else to really say about this. Oh, I did actually end up liking the characters. At first, you think Koudelka is going to be just like a cold-hearted, like ice queen throughout the whole game. But she ends up slowly becoming like warmed up to Edward and James, especially James. James at first is kind of just like an arrogant, like, you know, I'm at the church, whatever, you know, and then he ends up opening up to the heroes and tells them about a story about Elaine. I mean, you know, that was a nice little feature. And the end, we just show the bit of the Emigre. I think that's supposed to be the Emigre documents, I think. But you know what? You know what I was saying earlier in the credits? I feel like the ending was like, I don't know, okay, like it was missing something. Is there something else that could have been done for Elaine at the very end? I wonder. I wonder. All right, folks. I mean, let's just do this fight once again, because this final boss music is pretty cool. I mean, like I said, not the best, but it's great. Oh yeah, we got to fight her again. We got to do a different strategy to see, like, what alternate scene could happen if we did things a little differently. What do we need to do to get this alternate thing? Nothing. Do nothing. I'm serious. To get the final ending, we need to lose on purpose. Well, okay, technically you could probably lose without even. Because she actually does decent damage, even if my stats were a certain level, it might take a little bit. But I purposely made myself not super strong enough to where I could possibly lose to her if I took off all my armor and stuff like that. Yeah, I removed everything off of everyone.
Dear God, is this my fault? Do you blame me? Are you punishing me now because the path to my faith was tainted? I accept my fate. If it is your wish, then I accept my fate. He who has an ear, let him hear. If anyone is to go into captivity he will go. If anyone is to be killed with the sword he will be killed. I am what I am. I am content with my lot. I have always loved you, Elaine.
Let's go home, James. Let's go home. I have such fond memories of those days.
No! Flames are coming this way!
Don't be silly. There must be something we can do. We'll be fine. Trust me.
In these crazy times, young people push themselves too much.
Ah, the sun came out. I prefer it a little hazier, though. Goodbye. We'll probably never see each other again.
Hey, your nickname. Slato? What does it mean? I haven't even asked you yet. Will you tell me?
It means treasure.
Oh, that's rich. I'll remember that. Treasure.
Is it okay, child, for you not to follow him?
Yeah, it's okay. I have a feeling that someday, somewhere, we'll meet again.
Well, if you want to find out what happened to Edward and Koudelka, just play Shadow Hearts. It kind of explains what happens to them. I don't know if it's well, let's just say it probably won't be the ending you think it would be. But I like to call that the Deus Ex Machina ending, or the Faith Plus One ending. Yeah, if you lose to Elaine, James sacrifices him or calls out to his god, and somehow God hears him and saves Elaine and James's souls. Apparently, I don't know. He just came down and go, okay, I'm gonna pluck you all up and take you to heaven, because why not? Yeah, I just and okay, technically, I guess you could call this the bad ending because James loses or James dies technically, but this is the canon ending. If you play Shadow Hearts, this is considered canon. What happens here? So all that work to get all those levels to survive, only to have to lose at the very end. I'm not sure if that's dumb or genius when you think about it. Like, does it just tell us that in a horror game that violence is the only way to solve your problems or whatever? I don't know, man. It's interesting to say the least. That to get considered the best ending of the game, you have to lose to Elaine and let James basically. I guess I don't know if technically sacrifice is the word I would use, but he does something kind of like that. But anyway, yeah, that's it for Koudelka. The only thing I didn't show on really is actually getting all the secret items, which it's such kind of a hassle to do that. I almost don't know if I actually want to show it in an extra files, like showing all of it. If I do, it might not be during the Halloween season. I might do it on my off days, and maybe like sometime down the line I'll show what the actual items are in the descriptions. I mean, if you really want to know, I mean, you could probably find the Shadow Hearts wiki and look it up if you really want to. But I'll consider it, just to maybe for completion's sake. But yeah, even with the multiple endings, I still like the game. I like the characters. I think there's just enough characterization for them at the end. They start off bickering, and at one point they work together to try and save Elaine. You know, like most people would do. They would eventually, if you hang together a lot because of a common cause or having been forced to work together, you'll eventually kind of, well, I mean, I guess it could go the other way, but most people tend to work together after a while because they have to. Yeah, I thought the music was great. I thought the story was kind of like, it's story's kind of, the story one's kind of weird. There is a story and there's a point to it, but I feel like there's bits and pieces where, you know, there's some information we kind of miss in the middle. I get the idea. The idea is that Patrick basically, this whole area was once housed by nobles who basically tortured people for fun or whatever, and then Patrick used this place because it was actually, I forgot why they say Patrick used this place specifically, other than he wanted to. I think it was just because it's an important area, kind of like how Roger Bacon said in the Immigrant documents this was an important area because of that. So it might be just the culmination of what the nobles did, of what Patrick did, caused this place to become cursed, and then he used it as a good point to try and resurrect Elaine, which Elaine got. Obviously, her body got resurrected because her soul, because of what he's doing, wasn't resurrecting the soul. And apparently some druidic magic. Damn you, druids! And then I forgot why. I know Koudelka kind of comes here because she heard some tales. Same with Edward. James came here to find the Immigrant documents, but it's never. I don't know if they. I mean, they tell us, but I don't know if it's ever like really, like, truly told like what they do. They just kind of come here, but I mean, they kind of explained at the very beginning, but I don't know if it just seems like bare bones, you know. But and then obviously there's the gameplay, very standard turn-based. I don't know, I feel like they either should have had less weapons or made the weapons do something so drastically different that is worth switching to different types. It's almost like the game was just wanting us to just kind of play around with them, because at some point, because like I said, the best weapon in the game is two-handed weapons, because the gargoyle killer is two-handed, the Sacnoth blade is two-handed, and the life drinker is two-handed. So there's no reason to really beef up, and probably rifle, really, but yeah, really using the other weapons are kind of pointless. I mean, at least I think so. I don't know. And the spells as well. I mean, the spells are useful. At least you can, depending on the build, the spells are useful. I guess you could try playing this game multiple times with different builds and see if it works, like maybe making an all melee build. The only problem with doing an all melee build is there's some bosses that are either highly resistant or immune to melee at certain points. Kind of like Elaine. The first Elaine fight, when she's chasing you, she's immune to melee weapons that first fight. And a couple other bosses are too, so I guess you really couldn't do that. You'd have to have some magic or some strength just to do that. But I don't know what else to say about this game. Just that it started off a great franchise. I kind of piddled out the final entry to Shadow Hearts is kind of like okay. I still liked it, but it definitely wasn't as strong as Shadow Hearts 2, which I think it was like Shadow Hearts Covenant or something like that. I might do those games one day, maybe sometime in the future. Maybe next Halloween or something like that. Maybe I'll try recording those. Although those are RPGs, so they're a lot longer than this. This one you can beat in like less than 20 hours easily, as you saw. I mean, you could probably beat it even faster. And yeah, we see the Immigrant documents at the end. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed Koudelka's run for Halloween. I hope this is spooky enough for you, and I enjoyed playing this game after all these years. It's been easily plus a decade or so since I last played it, and I don't know if you could buy this on the PlayStation Store. I think you have to like get this through eBay. I don't think it's available through through legal means. I think so. I hate to say that, but try to find it if you can. If not, I hope you enjoyed my playthrough of it. For even if you couldn't get a copy, you could at least see how the game played. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have a happy Halloween season, folks.